everybody. How are you? How's it going?
It's good.
I'm so excited to be here tonight. After the last couple of weeks, we had a really difficult time with our internet connections. I got that all straightened out. But last week we were able to pull it off. We got Mason. It was an amazing show. Tonight, no exception at all. We have a wonderful, wonderful show planned for you. Our guests are the incredible Cindy Mizelle, John James, Keith Anthony Fluitt, Ramona Dunlap, and Jenny Douglas. So without further ado, I'm not even going to make you wait with my silly chatter. We're just going to get right into it. So introducing these amazing artists. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go. Welcome. Hi.
Hi, what a nice intro.
Hey guys. So beautiful.
Yeah, you got to give it up to Sophia. She helps put it all together. I don't do it by myself. We are a two-man show, or two-woman show, I should say. So thank you all for taking your time tonight to come and be with me. And thank you all out there, Andrea, Russ, and everybody in the world that's watching at this time. You guys are so esteemed and so special in every single way that I can't wait to just get into it and talk to you all and find out what everybody's doing. So I just want to start out with, Keith, because we go way back, and we've done so much together. Just put us up to date with what you've been doing lately.
The newest new thing is I got a job. I'm working. I'm working in the 9-to-5 industry since the pandemic. I'm a security guy for the TV show Blacklist.
Oh, wow.
I do security for that. So, but musically, I've been, I have a single that was just released last week called Bless Your Soul on a label out of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. Yeah, Bless Your Soul. That was released on the 14th. And Cindy, myself, Audrey Wheeler, and Danny Madden we're being featured on a song called oh my God.
What is it called? I don't know what
I forgot. Well, it's on the album. It's on the album called that's Red Hot Plus Free, and it's produced by Peace Biscuit. The DJ Peace Biscuit, he produced it, and artists like Titus, I forgot the actor Titus. Yes, he's on it. Alternate is on it, which we sing background. She does a remake of her song "Free" that we sang background for. Myself, Audrey, Danny Madden. We're called DAC. Danny Madden, Audrey Wheeler Downing, Cindy Mizelle, and Keith Anthony Fluitt, called DAC. And what's his name? From Pose. Billy Porter's on it.
Billy Porter.
They're all on it, and that'll be out next month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know that you've worked with so many people, and I could list them out, but let me just hear from you, like some of the people that you've worked with, that people want to know what you've been doing all these years. And you've been in the business. All of you have been working in the industry for so many years and adding your wonderful voices to people's projects.
Yeah, well, I've been in the business since I quit my job in '86. I started singing full time, and I worked with Ashford and Simpson for well over a decade. I replaced John when he left to go on and do something else. I was John's replacement for Ashford and Simpson. I worked with them from 1986 to 2006. Wow. And in between there, worked for Roberta Flack, worked for Martha Wash, JT Taylor, which John recommended me for that. The Pet Shop Boys, John and I did together. Elvis Costello, John and I did together. Mick Jagger, Olivia Newton-John, John and I did together. John, we have a history.
We have a picture of John and Olivia Newton-John. We do have that. At some point, I do want to know. I know you all have worked together at one point or another. Is that how you all met, or did you meet separately, some other way?
Well, is that for Keith or for me? I'm sorry.
Just each of you can say.
Well, I met Keith in Harlem. I won't give you a date. He was quite young. I was quite young.
Oh my God.
But he's younger than I am. So Keith was still in high school when I met him. It was an open mic at what was then
Small's Paradise.
Paradise.
Which is now IHOP.
But in any case, Keith and I became friends and supporters of each other. And then just a few years later, we started running into each other at bookings and sessions, and then we became a team. And so we got hired as a group for a lot of stuff. And Keith is my brother. I love him so much. I know his family. He knows my family. I mean, I can't think of anyone that I love more, that I would love to sing more with than Keith.
Same here.
Yeah,
same here.
And we have so many decades together.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to show a little clip of Keith singing. So that'd be great.
Yeah. That. Oh. Okay. Oh, sweet.
Oh, wow. I don't know what the sound is.
He's
Where's
right.
the sound for it?
I can't.
It's a big stage.
Where's the sound? I don't know.
That was in China.
That's
I
what
guess
it
we
is,
had a
right?
sound glitch. Okay.
Love
Anyway,
it.
but I want to move on to John because we have an hour and I could talk to you guys for 6 or 7 hours at least. But I know John for many years too. And I, like everybody on this panel, love Keith too. Like whenever I'm thinking about anything, I'm always like, oh, let me call Keith. All the time. So, but John, I know you have worked with many, many people too. Do you want to tell everybody about some of the people you've worked with over the years?
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many people, and that includes everybody on this panel. And collectively, it's just been tons of people. But I think one of my proudest moments is being able to sing the first dance at the historic inauguration for Barack Obama. And I sang the first dance for who was Vice President Joe Biden now, who's now our president. So
right.
Being the president's band at that time for the first African-American president was really a historic time and moment. So that's one of my proudest moments. But I've worked with Springsteen. I toured with Toto, who I have to shout out to a tour manager, a beloved tour manager who we just lost recently, Martin Cole.
Rest in peace, Martin Cole.
Our hearts are broken because of that, but he was amazing. I've worked with Annie Lennox recently, Stevie Wonder multiple times, Aretha Franklin once. Cindy's toured with Aretha, but I got to work with her twice. But just a bunch of great. Michael Jackson, Gladys Knight. I mean, we could go on. It's a long list.
You can. I wrote down. I made notes. I have a huge notebook here with all notes of everybody you work with. And as I was writing it down, I was like, "Oh my God, my hand's tired." Let me let.
But I have to say that for me, when I got to work with background singers, and I refer to them as the background singers in the most positive way, because they were the harmony and support that made these records and concerts come alive. So for me, the people I was in awe of was with the Cindy Mizelles and the Fondies and the Lisa Fishers and Audrey Wheelers. And then I became one of them. So, and everybody that's on this panel, Jenny Douglas, who's my sister, from my mother, and so, you know, without
yeah,
talking
it's
about
wonderful.
myself so much,
Yeah,
it's been a beautiful experience to work with everybody here.
Yeah.
totally. And I was telling you guys earlier before we got on live, I was saying how I feel about, you know, backing vocalists. I like to call them support vocalists because really they just support the artist so much, you know, and they're much more than just a background to me. Just, you know, just as important as what everybody, like their role is like so, I don't know, without it, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I'm one of those that wants to have, like, if I could have like 10 on stage, the more the merrier. I feel so uplifted by their voices and bring to the table, supporting us, and it's just divine. So, I mean, with that said, I mean, I want to bring Cindy into it. I want Cindy because I know I, for one, have such admiration for her as well. Like I know we all do. And Cindy's career, I know, spanned 40 years now.
Royalty.
Well, it looks 25. You got to be kidding.
Well, I'll say this. You know, like it's been 40 years. 40. I'm like, when I look at my life, I'm like, oh shit. Like,
sounds like a testimony.
It was like 40 years, and it's really where, you know, like I love so many people, and like when it comes down to, shoot, everybody on this panel right now, I feel so wonderful and gracious and beautiful, you know, for them to be, a part of everything that I've done and everything that they are with me. I just look at them and I go, oh my God. I said, I'm so glad that they found me. And then when I didn't necessarily have to like find anybody, but we found each other. And it was beautiful, and I just said, oh my God, when I learned things that, when my cousins and stuff like that, which it was like it was me being a part of when it was like, okay, it was our I'm trying to find the words right now.
Take your time.
It was my cousins are the everybody in the music industry, and they were it was my cousins that were it was oh God, it was everybody that, like the people that they were I'm trying to find the words. I'm sorry. But it was like a real thing when it was just like, okay, me being my oh God, I'm trying to find the words. Anyway,
but that's okay.
I have, let's just say this. The thing is just like me, I've always like really just been where I was just like oh God.
But it's okay. What I do want to do, I do have some awesome clips of you, Cindy, I would love to share too. And now Sophia got the audio working right, so we could go back to the Keith video too. I'm just going to pop into a couple of videos of you guys. Let's go back first to the Keith one, because I saw all that jumping around and I want to, I want to hear what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that.
Come on, let me see you. Get up. The first stop that we make will be England. Get up, let me see you. Tell all the folks in Russia, China tea,
Yeah.
Please don't miss this train at the station. No, no. Cause if you miss it, I feel sorry for you. Well, come on. All over the world. Join hands, everybody. Let me see you put your hands up. Yeah, come on. Just let it roll.
Hey.
All right, Pete.
Yeah. I mean, so what I love about doing this though, and I'm this is all new to me too. And how this all began with the whole streaming thing was I was starting to include interviews with people that I just love in the business and put them in my newsletter. And then a good friend of mine was like, these interviews are really good, but I think people would like to see them in person. You should think about doing it like on a platform like this. And so here we are. So, I'm a little bit like kind of like, that's not really my thing, but I'm making it my thing. So, and in making it my thing, what's happening is I research you guys and my jaw just drops when I read the names, like Cindy's work with Mariah, Whitney Houston, and like Steely Dan and Luther. And I mean, my jaw falls to the floor. And so I know we have a clip of Cindy. I really do want to play that too. And I didn't forget about Ramona, and I did not forget about, Jenny either. You guys, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. Lord have mercy. What was that saying? Wow. Dang.
Woo!
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
Oh, have mercy.
Wow. Wow.
Work it out.
That's beautiful. I mean, and what is that feeling like to sing with the boss?
Well, I'll tell you, I looked at him and he was always like very complimentary, where he was just like, Cindy, just sing whatever. And I said, am I supposed to sing something here? I didn't want to sing, because he was so big. But I just said, okay, all right, you want me to sing? All right, well, I'll do this. And he made me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
He made me feel comfortable. And then, like when I sang with Luther also, where I said, oh my gosh, they feel good with me. So then I can like relax and I can be myself.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
I studied all those backgrounds though on the Luther records. Every single harmony, I know them all because I
We
mean, to
all
me,
did.
that was the standard to me of
Absolutely.
this like
Yeah.
oh, you know, you want to be good, you gotta sound like that.
Right. Also, you wanted to be ready in case you got the call.
Hello. Hey, and then wait a minute. I was so like, I said, oh my gosh, he likes my voice. I'm like, oh, like I did not know that he loved me so much.
Oh,
Wow.
So, you know, and then I said, you know, not for nothing. I said, you know, somebody's gotta love me.
I mean, you were loved beyond your work.
It turns out that the whole lot
I said,
The whole country was loving you.
I said, oh shit, he
The
loves
world.
me. And I said, okay, all right, well, we gonna do this, right? I said, okay.
yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And let's touch on Ramona now. I mean, Ramona, your resume too reads just like, I mean, a dream come true. Some of the greatest bands that I in the world, you know, Steely Dan too, and Nile Rodgers and all those. And I made a big list here, and Charlie Wilson and Neo and Joe and your voice too. There are people that have these voices that just and all of you, each and every one have these kind of voices that are just like they have these textures to them that are unique and just they touch you a kind of way. They just move you. And yours is one of those kinds too. We have a clip of you too, Ramona, we'd like to share. Can we?
Okay.
My dog said yes.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh, well, let me see what it.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
That's my spirit inside of you trying to show through.
Hey.
Ramona Dunlap.
It's just but we get caught up.
Well,
It doesn't have to be this way. Love is not supposed to hurt. You know we all get caught up. That don't have to be this way. Love is not supposed. It's not supposed to hurt. Love is love. Love is love. It's supposed to be good and it's supposed to be happy.
hey,
Love is not supposed. Love is not supposed.
No, right now.
girl.
Wow.
That's what she do.
You made my baby hairs curl. I was like,
Well, yeah. That was in Philadelphia because I started out with Pieces of a Dream, and I had done 2 recordings with them, but they actually allowed me to sing a song that I wrote. So That was really awesome.
Beautiful. So
That was
beautiful.
awesome.
And
Well,
I,
you know,
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Go on.
Well, I was just going to say, from there, I tell you, Cindy, John, Keith, I mean, the things that I'm doing now, I would not be doing without them. So I'm just so honored to be here with them, and I'm probably going to, okay. But
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing, and I love them, and Jenny, I met Jenny, and her birthday's the same day as my grandmother's, and my grandmother, I miss her so much. She was a wonderful, beautiful, funny, humorous person, and I'm just so honored to be here with all of you.
And you're both from Kentucky.
Right, we're both from Kentucky. Right.
Yeah. Two of the major cities in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You grew up in Louisville, right?
Right. The Derby City. Yep.
Yeah. I grew up in Lexington.
Beautiful.
A long time before you was born, but anyway.
Well, we'll segue into you. That's a perfect segue into you, Jenny. Jenny, okay. I mean, and now I have sang many, many times with Jenny on different platforms, and Jenny has graced it, like you guys have blessed me and sang BVs for me from time to time, you know, and been so amazing and supportive. Jenny and I, and what I love about all of us is all of us have been on the big stage, work with mega superstars, but we are still so very humble and still do all kind of gigs here and there. We don't, poke our nose up at gigs and go, oh no, that's beneath me. I won't do that. It's not the opening. We don't act like that. And I think that might be part of the reason why we've been so successful this long. Is because that humility goes a long way. Yes. And Jenny is one of the most humble people I know, and the most beautiful spirits that I know, that I know in this business, period, hands down. I mean, your work with Pink and Shaka and Toto and Janet, and I can go on and on and on, but I'll let you tell it, because who can tell it better than you? So.
Oh, it's oh, good Lord. First of all, I will say, Kelly, thank you. I'm looking around and I keep wondering, why am I here? But I get it. However, I will do this in a round. Cindy Mizelle. I was in college. I was reading names of that's when they used to give you credits on an album. That's why you knew what to get. You go to the record store and you look and see Cindy Mizelle and this one and that one, and I was like, that's album, come home with me. So I grew up, once I was a collector, I suppose, and reading on why these albums sound the way they did, because they usually had the same formula, and the same formula were the same background singers, or one or two of some background singers that was on something else, but it was still those names. So that was influential to me. And like John, when I moved to New York, I eventually became one of them, but not really. Because by the time I got to New York, it was a different scene. There was a lot of live music, so it wasn't a whole lot of recording going on at the time, like in the heyday, Cindy, I'm sure you could say. There was a heyday where there was a lot of recording.
I'm trying not to say anything right now because I love it so much. Okay.
But it's just lovely, because then I meet John James at a club, like you said, because I'm in New York. I done moved to New York. I was there with $650, thought I was richer than God, which I knew I wasn't, and a car that I truly should have left in Ohio. So I got here and I went to work immediately. Allison Williams was one of the people that I followed around one weekend while I was visiting my good friend George Morton, God rest his soul. And her gig that weekend, she did like 300 gigs in one night.
Yep.
I went to Green Street. We did 3 sets. We left Green Street. We went up to Perkins Southern, so whatever. We went there. I stayed in the gypsy cab, not even knowing how dangerous that shit was. And then I cursed. Sorry about that. Beat me out. And then she came out. I'm in the car. We go up to the cellar where I met Johnny Kemp for the first time.
And then
All the guys,
then there was us.
yes, everybody was up there, and then she went and did a little set up there, got her money, left there, and then we went up to the Bronx because, of course, she was working with Russell Simmons at the time, and she went into that. I was once again into the gypsy cab, waiting on her to come back out, and it was crazy. But that one weekend, I came back to Ohio, gave my 2 weeks notice, moved to New York. Georgie had me all set up. She said, "I got a gig this weekend I can't do." I went to the audition. I did the audition, did the gig there, and it was at Small's Paradise, but it had moved by then. It wasn't where it used to be. And I did the weekend, and the guy must have felt some kind of way. He said, "You want to come back next weekend?" I was like, "Yeah." And my story is, I've been working ever since, and that's really true. That is really true. Beautiful. So I don't have. I was doing it, you know.
No, you are my woman right now.
So, but it was theater that I came here for. So I was doing theater off Broadway, and I was starting to get a little recognition.
Oh,
but then somebody named John James said to me, "There's an audition for Melissa Morgan. You should come down there." And I was like, "Okay." So I'm doing Beehive off Broadway, and I go to the audition. And I'm there with a girl that I know, and I'm hoping that she gets the gig because I'm just, you know, I'm fresh off the boat. I don't even know how to be any other way. But I just know that I wanted her to get this gig. So I'm feeling in my bones that I hope she gets this gig. I hope she gets this gig. But she didn't, and I did, which is not a bad thing because John and I had the best summer ever. We sung backups for Melissa Morgan. We were the whole band. And us, we were so slamming. We opened for Billy Ocean that the write-ups were starting to be more about her, even though none of those people really knew her. And then they took away our sound check. They were like, "Y'all don't sound check anymore," because they were rehearsing because they were tired of getting bad reviews and us getting good ones. But that summer just started everything, and then theater was on the back burner from that point on. So I'm very glad to be where I am. I never looked back until recently because I am a Mother Teresa. I'm 100 years old. But
and then there's that. And then
that's a great story.
A word in earlier, but guess what? You said everything.
No, but Jenny, that's a great story. That's happened to me like a few years ago. I was the opening act for someone, I won't mention who, and the same thing. And as I was getting ready to do the show, they start trying to cut my band down, make it smaller, make it this, make it that. And then, you know, and now reduce my time, reduce my sound check or no sound check, And it's just really, I find that even this day and age, it's a shame.
It's an old school move, but they still use it.
Yeah, but instead of being isn't the support act or the opening act, like we're warming up, getting ready. And if you feel threatened by somebody else's greatness, shame on you. That should make you.
Can I just say, I was on a gig with you, Kelly, when that happened.
Oh, yes, that did.
That happened, and I'm not gonna say who, but that happened, and it was just you and guitar, and you slammed it.
They killed my whole band. They're like, "Oh,
they killed it." None of us got to sing, but you and the guitar player, and you slammed it. You still slammed it. You left it. It was like she left the stage wet. And it was
that has happened to me on more than one occasion, and I've learned from it over the years, you know, just like all kind of things. And it's great. It's like, "Oh, thank you for calling me." "Oh, you really don't?" Then once you're calling me, then you should know who you're calling. If you know you're calling me to come do something,
right,
then you can do your homework on who you're calling to do that thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to dumb it down so that you can look whatever. It's like, oh, you know, like, you know, you're chopping my sound up and cutting it and making the interference.
Those motherfuckers will do that shit too.
Yes, they will. I mean, we've been on a TV award show and they sabotaged us. We didn't have any in-ear monitors for the opening of MTV in Australia.
Right.
And so we all looked at each other and just said, "Don't have to hear each other from the house." And you know what that's like. But it was like,
yes, you do. If you take my mic away from me, I've trained my voice so well, I don't need a microphone. You don't need to put the microphone.
You know what?
I'll make it without the microphone.
Your motherfucking ass. How about that?
Well, like that. Well, no, like that. Like Stacey Lattisaw said it best. Nail it to the wall, and that's all you do. You nail it to the wall.
I think Nico had to nail it to the wall. Exactly.
We have to show this video clip of Jenny.
Oh,
What? You the motherfucking truth. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I said it like that.
I bring you Jenny Douglas. She ain't real. She ain't gonna be able to love you like I will. She's a stranger. You and I have history, or do you remember? Sure, she got it all. But baby, is there really what you want?
What?
So you got your head in the clouds, the girl cool out with you, and boy, she's bringing you down. She makes your heart feel what you go to the core. Now rumor has it she ain't got your loving no more. She is half your age, but I'm guessing that's the reason that you stayed. I heard you've been missing me. You've been telling people things that couldn't be. Like when we hang out and she ain't around. Haven't you heard the rumors? Bless your soul, you got your head in the clouds. You ain't gonna pull out for me. And boy, you're bringing me down. You make my heart melt, I don't come to the floor. Now rumor has it, I don't have your loving no more.
Yeah.
I was missing backup. Did anybody want to chime in and sing backup for me back then? I mean, really, that was what was missing
right there.
Support
Nobody got up to do it.
That's my mother. Oh.
Oh my God. We have this video. I have to show this video of John James doing this dance.
Wait.
I have this, John, I have this brilliant video of you teaching people how to dance.
Oh no! I didn't sign a consent.
You know what?
I want to see.
You know what? I hate it that we have to like see this right now.
So good.
But however,
Oh, that's Toto, right, John?
Yes, that's back in the first days.
you know what?
Oh shit!
Get it.
Work it out, John. Oh yeah!
You better go, boy.
Look at Donna in the back.
Oh no!
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Kelly, that was me in the back.
Oh, I have some video of you
With the
Okay, but wait, let me just say
I swear to you, I don't even remember wearing anything like that ever.
I'd like to respond to that.
Whatever.
What I'd like to say, Kelly Sae, is that when I agreed to do this show, it was about singing.
Oh.
It was not in my contract that it was going to be about dancing or dancing with the stars or dancing.
Oh, wow. Yes. It would be nice if they had dancing in the
So
stars.
is there a clip of me singing?
We're getting to it. We are getting to it. But I thought that the moves were just delicious.
Well, let me explain. So Toto was a rock and roll tour, right?
I can't.
But I had just come off of a hip hop tour. It was the largest hip hop tour in the world at that time, with Keith Sweat, Johnny Gill, and Bev Biv DeVoe, called I can't remember what it was called.
Was that the Slamming tour, or was it the Slamming tour was before that?
It was a triple threat. Oh no, was that
the triple threat tour? Yeah.
So all those moves, I credit the triple threat tour.
Somebody says they wonder if you still move like that.
I'm going to incorporate it into this show. Okay.
Certain parts of my body I can.
I don't even know.
Certain parts of my body can, but they're broke.
Oh, I'm so glad I saw that.
We're gonna show. Okay, let's show a video clip of John singing to show his great singing. We got a video of John singing. That's so fun.
You're my motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't get no bigger.
Oh.
Funny how I look at you. Is it really you or is it me? Oh, baby, just a memory. Flashes over me. Even though you're gone, I feel you.
You know what? I can't.
Nice. That was the proms, right?
None of the proms, exactly.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
No, I can't. I mean, it's just like you are such a freaking crazy person.
Oh, Sydney.
No, you are.
I am cool.
Beautiful. Oh my God.
You guys are great. Let now, because time is short, but I want to know, with the quarantine and the whole, COVID thing, how was everybody managing for that whole year? What did you each do?
Oh, well.
No, I went crazy.
I'm actually sitting in my home studio now. I continued to record, not just because of COVID, but I was already set up to record, to do sessions at home, because, we were transitioning to that anyway, as a lot of studios were closing. So I do jingles here, whatever session. Keith and I just did a session where we sent vocal stems to a recording artist together. So as a matter of fact, I sent a clip of a soundtrack that I did for a Netflix show, which I did right here at home. So I've continued to sing in isolation, and I enjoy it because I enjoy singing, but I'm looking forward to getting in a room and singing with you beautiful folks.
Yeah. What about you, Ramona?
Well, I'm trying to set myself up for singing. I did buy some equipment because I've never recorded myself at home. Well, one time I did through GarageBand, but I have to learn. I have to teach myself. So I did go out. I mean, for the most part, I'm home, remote learning my son. So I've been home, and he's home, and I did do a recording. I think I did a couple of recordings. So one will be out June the 4th on Defected Records with producer David Penn.
Oh, nice.
Called Lift Your Hands Up. So I haven't been doing much at all with recording or working, but I get some in here and there.
Right. Wow. What about you, Miss Jenny?
I haven't been doing shit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I did do an open mic, the Sugar Bar open mic last year. But as far as recording or anything, this has been a reflective time for me. I won't lie. Like Cindy said, COVID it kicked my butt. Let's just put it that way.
Mine too.
And it made me figure out, or try to figure out, if there is any more left for me to do, because I felt like it was, because at first it felt like Armageddon. It's like, okay, is this it? We're all going out. So if we're all going out,
right,
try to do something that I wouldn't ordinarily do, and that's what I did. My husband and I refurbished the house.
Oh, nice.
And actually, it's just finishing. It's still one little section under construction, but the inside is ready, and it's a vacation rental. And that kind of kept us sane in a way. Then there was self-medicating. I joined a wine club after I stopped drinking. All of a sudden, and then the wine club turned into meditation, which helped a lot. Meditation because. And of course, all the streaming I could get on church issues in my church, your church, her church, who's ever church, I could get something that keeps me grounded. Because there were times when it was just like I didn't feel like we would ever get back to what we wanted, what we loved. Then I got a call that we were going to do the Billboard Awards, and all of a sudden, all that angst, all that doubt, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, that's what I do, right? Okay. And so we went out to do that, and that was different because you had to tape and do the rehearsal the same day. There was no run through. Like they called you in to do what you needed to do. You might have gone through it twice and then they taped it. So it's completely different than like when you usually do award shows where they have a dress rehearsal before and then so they can figure out what they need to fix. And then you go, none of that. So COVID really, really changed the game in that way, but it was still good to be with the band. We were happy to see each other. It was needed because it just felt like it was so final. COVID made everything seem so final.
Wow, yeah. What about you, Cindy?
Well, you know, like, did she take a nap? Like, I'm taking a little nap right now. But however, it was like really a thing where I had to really just be amongst myself, and I needed to be on my own. I needed to, find myself. I had lost my mother. I had to like, when I had to sit, I had to like, where I had to send her off. And then it was like me, selling her house and my mother and father's house and stuff like that. And everything that I had to do, it was so, oh gosh, it was hurtful.
Yeah.
And I not necessarily, I really had to like say to myself, I said, Cindy, you know what? It's a hard job to do, but you have to do it. I invited my friends along with me. I had my friend. It's where I was just like, well, I need to really just be everything. It was hurtful. It was really hurtful.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yes. What about you, Keith?
Well, the first part of the pandemic, the good thing about the pandemic, it got me to learn my garage band so I can record. And so I was doing that. And my first recording was a jingle that went final, an Almond Breeze jingle that's airing now. So if you see an Almond Breeze, irresistibly delicious, pour some Almond Breeze. That's myself and
you
Luana.
Go ahead and remember that.
My wife is, you
remember when the checks come to the mail.
Oh, I better remember.
But Keith, they're having an audition for a jingle for, and I'm telling you, you want to do that?
Oh, they are? Can I audition now? And I am telling you that I'm not going. Even though the rough times are showing, I see there's no way, there's no way. Take out the mountain. Do I got it? Do I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it?
you got it. You got it.
10, 10,
You got it.
10.
That nail to the wall.
That is great. Before we
Good.
go, because we have about 9 minutes left to this program, I do want to show a quick. I'm going to read these comments that are making me laugh. Keith, you crazy? You crazy? I do want to show Jenny singing "Hold the Line" because that just blew my hair back. I need that. That was phenomenal.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. It's coming.
That's too long.
Not in the way that you hold it. Not in the way you say it. Not in the way you've been treating my friend. Not in the way that you stay to me. Not in the way you're gonna put that you say that you do. For the lie. Love isn't always on time. Oh, oh, oh. For the lie. Love isn't always on time. Oh, oh, oh. Not in the way.
Well, hell's bells. I was 12 years old.
I mean, I watched the full video.
I was 12 years old.
If anybody wants to watch the full video of that, I suggest you go on YouTube where I got it from and go watch the full thing because it's a little bit longer, but I mean, it just grows and grows and grows and it becomes so intense. And all the things she's doing in the vamp, a killer. It's just phenomenal. So, I mean, it's just terrific. I do want to just take another minute to thank you all again for coming here tonight to be here and hang out, on live with Kelly Sae. I want to know if you all could just drop a little pearl of knowledge to new artists or not so new artists or whatever, just about how you've sustained yourself this long in the business successfully would be amazing. Wow. I think somebody start. Yeah, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Being as versatile as possible and being also ready to do things on a dime. A lot of things that happened to me, for example, Keith was talking about Ashford and Simpson. When I got that tour, all I got was a sound check for a rehearsal. Mm-hmm. And then I was on tour. Yeah. So being ready for moments like that are really important. I knew the music because I simply loved it. So it wasn't difficult to make the adjustment. But there's been other things like that have happened. And so being able to be ready to be versatile and flexible is a real good thing to have in your pocket.
Great. Ramona, you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say what I've learned is to listen and observe more than I speak. That's been my lesson. Because sometimes I have these thoughts that come, and when you are working with other people, like this is not your band, your project. I had to really learn to, like sometimes things that come to my head, I say, oh, what da. And it's like, I had to really learn how to get a hold of that. and it's helped a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Cindy? Any words of wisdom?
Well, I'll say that it's when we're, like when it's a thing where, oh God, we need to really be cognizant of who we are with everyone and like love each other, and then really really just kind of just really just be cognizant of who we are to each other.
Beautiful.
And we love each other.
Yeah.
It's not a thing where it's like I'm gonna be better than you, or where it's a thing where we just have to really just be really love each other, and that's the best thing that we can do for each other.
Jenny?
That's beautiful, Cindy.
I love that, Cindy. I do. I love that, Cindy, because it is important. You're too.
That right there is poignant. That right there is everything.
Yeah, I mean, I worked with you in Tawatha, and I felt like the odd child out, but we had so much fun.
We had so much fun.
So much fun.
I love you.
And so what you're saying is the same thing, because there was so much admiration. We just respected each other so much.
So much.
And then we came together, because the word harmony is my favorite word in the whole wide world. I always admired harmonies. So singing backup never felt like a step back to me. I felt like, all of you have been on songs. People sing to us. They don't even know our names, but we're those background singers that they sing to, the hooks.
Oh
Yeah.
my!
That's us. We're transcending this stuff all over the place. So
That is right.
my thought to anybody that's doing it: be prepared. Don't be scared. And know where center stage is, even if you're on the side. And don't be trying to upstage the center stage. Just hold on to the stage.
Right. I love your ass. I love your ass, for real.
That's right. And Keith?
I love everybody up here. I love everybody. I'm telling you. This is
Your
awesome,
ass.
Kelly. Thank
I
you
will
so
love your
much.
ass forever.
Well,
Yes,
I think
likewise.
Love your ass. And then
And we got to get some wise words from Keith.
well, I'm gonna say
and then him too.
a little bit from everybody, because John, everybody up on this panel is my brother, my sister. I've known for eons, and I would say that a lot of the young generation is like us. They're already doing it. They're already in their, because when you're young, I always say you're singing fame. Fame, I'm going to live forever. I'm going to learn how to fly, until you realize, oh, my day will come that I have to go. So continue to do what you're doing. Fly. Feel like you're going to live forever, because, you don't take anything from anybody. What I've learned from this pandemic is that whatever you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Don't rely on anybody else to come and give you a helping hand.
Right.
If they do give you a helping hand, let them jump on a ship that's already moving, or the train that's already moving. That's why I admire you so much, Kelly, because again, I'll say it again. I've always wanted to be in a band. I've always wanted to be in a band, not in a boy band or something, but I wanted to be in a band. You have your band, you have I can't think of the name. The band from Yes, Count Basic and Incognito, as well as your solo stuff, as well as the Dancing with the Stars. You do it all well, and you do it all well. I mean, you kick big booty. You kick big booty, So I mean, and that's what John says, to be versatile, because you wouldn't be able to do that if you weren't versatile in all those different areas.
Exactly.
And folks wouldn't be trusting of you. That's another thing, being trusting of yourself.
Yeah.
I also think that there's something to be said about embracing your individuality also. I think that that's something that sometimes when, in this business, you can see so many things and think like, wow, well, maybe I need to be more like this, or maybe I need to change how I do that, as opposed to just really embracing who you are and owning that and having confidence with what it is that you have, however little or large it may be. And I think that reads and goes a long way. You know,
and let me just say this. I'm sorry. Let me just say this real quick. If you haven't seen, when the pandemic is fully over, you all better rush out and see Kelly Sae's One Woman Show. That is one of the best one woman shows that I have seen. No, seriously, because I only talk about before your show. The only show that I talked about that was the best one person show that I saw was Billy Porter. Billy Porter did the best one man show I've ever seen in my life. Now you're just in the same league. That show was fucking awesome.
Is it online? Can I YouTube it?
Well, we couldn't. I mean, it happened just as the pandemic was beginning. I only got to do it one time, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then the pandemic hit. So now that things are calming, I can continue on with my dream of putting that, you know, getting it where it needs to go, giving it its feet. So, you know, getting it on the road. So let's see. But anyway, enough about me.
Let us know.
I will let each and every one of you know. I just want to thank you all again. And I want to thank, I mean, really, you all I have so much respect and love for each and every one of you. And I've worked with you, and I hope I work with Cindy one day too. That would be amazing. I just realized that we're kind of like neighbors.
Jenny one day.
Yeah, we live very near each other, so I'm hoping we can meet for a coffee and a song. It would be really great.
I mean, this looks like a session right here happening in the future. Let me put that out to the universe. Hello.
It really does, and I wish you all much more continued success and health and happiness and all the things your heart desires from forevermore. And I also want to thank everyone for tuning in, our audience, you know, week after week. I think this is our 6th episode, and we've had Russ and Chip and Harren and Drez and Val and Suzanne. I will read off the names really quick, make sure I don't miss anybody. And Guy, whom else? Yeah, I think I have almost everybody. Jose, Andrea, Stephanie, Karini. If I miss anybody, I'm so sorry, but I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's a Tuesday night, a school night, a work night, but you take your time and you come here to give us your love and your energy, and we all feel it. So thank you so much. And I want to thank Sophia. Let's bring her back into the fold for helping us put it all together.
Great show.
Yeah, so thank you all. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you very soon again on the real stage, back doing what it is that we love to do so very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. I love y'all. I love y'all so much.
Love you.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you all.
Love you guys.
Nice meeting you, Sophia.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, with your beautiful eyes.
That's a hint.
Bye.